Hello, everybody. Hey, y'all, as they say on social media. It's Unrudale, and I'm here today to talk a little more common sense about you and me. You know what I say. A good sense ain't common, 'cause everybody don't have them. You know what I wanted to talk about today? The old school. You ever heard that? When people, they talk about the old school, you know, I was raised up in the old school. What can I say? Family upbringing. The old school. Well, that was the time when you got home from school, off the school bus, and you walked down the street of your neighborhood, and you had to remember to acknowledge and speak to every one of those neighbors. To your right, good evening, Mr. Corn. To the left, good evening, Miss Daltrey. Keep walking. Good evening, Miss Big Mama. You have to go, no matter how you feel. You could be tired, stressed out from school. It didn't matter. As you walked, you had to say, good evening, good evening, good evening to everybody. And if you missed the house, by the time you got to your house, the phone had rung. And you walk in the door and your mother or your grandmother say, I just got a call from Miss Stevens down the street. She said you just passed her house, and you looked at it and say nothing. And I look at and say, well, I thought I covered everybody, and why do I have to speak to all of them anyway? And before I could finish my statement, she'd say, Rudell, turn around and go back down there and tell Miss Stevens, good evening. And you know what I did? Well, I turned myself around and walked out that door, back down that street, as if I wanted more than anything to say good evening to Miss Stevens. Good evening, Miss Stevens, I would say. And she turned around. Oh, Rudell, I didn't even see you. Good evening, baby. How you doing? I would say, I'm fine. And then I turn around and go, as if you hadn't called my grandmother to tell her I passed your house, and then speak. Old school. As I got older, I realized Miss Stevens never had any children. Her husband had passed away, and she sat over there in that house all day, feeding a cat. I believe she had a cat. Cooking lunch for herself, cooking dinner for herself. And she waited all day for me to come walking down that street to excite her life and give her some connection with somebody in the neighborhood and the young people, the life of her neighborhood. I got older and I understood common sense. I understood a little wisdom. So young people, you are caught up into what you're going through and what you caught up in, whatever that is. And sometimes your parent, why don't you call your aunt? Why don't you call your mother? Well, I got to call them for. Call them. You know why? One day, you won't be 16. Oh, no. You'd be 61. And sometimes life, well, not sometimes, I can assure you life would be different. And you'd want a little young 14, 15-year-old Rudell to walk by your house. Good evening, mister. Good evening, miss. and lighten up your day. What about that? I had to learn, and you had to learn too. Old school, when there were manners. Old school, when we didn't get on something called the internet and tell all our business and everybody else we knew business. What about that? Things that nobody, let me repeat, nobody should know about you. And there you are boldly for the world to see or hear everything you going through. That's not common sense. It ain't common sense at all. Because one day when you older and mature, maybe married with some very respectable, beautiful person, and the last thing you want to be pulled up on that internet is you wearing that you made that tape wearing, and everything that didn't cover showing up. Okay, get my point? So, old school is good. Old school is what made me who I am today. And I just wanted to share with y'all just a little about old school. I'll be sharing more about that because I have many stories to tell, and all of them that I will tell you involves good common sense. Because good sense ain't common, because everybody don't have them. Auntie loves you.